know that? Utterly ridiculous.
Hey, man, I try.
No, you don't try. It's effortless for you.
Hey, yeah, very true. Very true.
What's happening? What's going on?
No, I've already started recording, man. So,
I know you have. I'm
let's
asking
already.
you what's going on? How you feeling? What's happening?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I'm out in Ohio this week. Hopefully
AKA
soon.
Singapore for real this time.
They got me in a residence inn. Thank the Lord. Not that bullshit ass courtyard. Marriott. Disgusting.
Marriott.
Ugh. Residence inn.
Bro, I be fucking with Hilton hotels though.
I like Hilton personally.
Yeah,
I think Hilton is owned by Marriott.
Or Marriott might be a subsidiary of Hilton. Hilton is like the main.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. I have like a.
Wait, hold on. Say that one more time, Mac, because I'm about to catch your ass. Say that again.
Damn. Why is this a I'm about to get your ass moment?
This has nothing to do with what we're talking about today. This has nothing to do.
Neither of us are like today. Hotel aficionados. Like I stay at a hotel like maybe once a year. I'll be going nowhere. I don't got nowhere to go.
Okay, no, I was incorrect. Hilton and Marriott are two different companies. I apologize.
Okay. Duh. Like, what do you mean?
Shawny hasn't been here in 3 weeks, and now he's getting spicy. I don't like it.
Oh no.
Anyway, so let's start up the pod. You already know what time it is. What the fuck is going on?
Wow.
What the fuck is this?
What the hell? You screamed and then you just lagged.
What the fuck is this? I can get a new computer because that's what the fuck is going on, people? It's your boy Macky OMO. I am here with my good brothers. We got the razor sharp assassin with the clip in Johnny B, and we also got Badman forward, Badman pull up, Badman forward, Badman pull up, Badman forward, Badman pull up, Badman Shawny in the motherfucking building, and we are the Paradise Podcast. Welcome to episode 78. That's it.
No drop.
You want drops? I can do drops. What the fuck is this? All right, so the guys are telling me that I'm lagging really badly, so I'm just gonna shut off my camera again. It's not an internet issue. It's my laptop issue. My laptop can't handle what we're doing. So in the next coming weeks, hopefully as soon, I will get a new laptop. But for now, I will just be AI Mac once again.
AI Mac is in the building.
For sure. So what are we talking about today? Shawny, please let us know.
You're the one who suggested. I'm still waiting for you to tell me what we're talking about.
No, it's your topic. You dropped it in the chat. What's wrong with this nigga?
John, did I ever agree to the topic? We still never decided what the topic was going to be for today.
He decided, and then he started the podcast.
Word, like, we didn't make no pre-production or nothing.
No, but he was clear. He read it, and then that was it.
So please reread the tweet again, since you have access to it, my no camera having brother.
So, Shawny, before we read that or whatever, why don't you tell us like what kind of, I guess, like inspired you to bring up the conversation, and then we'll present the conversation.
So, well, one, you guys have been trying to have this conversation about the best boobs in anime for God knows how long, and I've been trying to push this conversation off as much as possible.
Understandably.
But
rightfully understandably.
But one of the guys that I watched a lot of my YouTube videos on Chibi Reviews, talks a lot about anime and everything going on, anime manga, and
Okay.
he had tweeted that essentially, and Mac, you would have to read it correctly because I'm gonna butcher the hell out of it without
Oh,
having it in front
you
of
want
me.
him to read it
Let me
now,
just,
and then
I'll just read it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anime that focuses on fan service are infinitely better than anime that throws random fan service in that disrupt the flow of the series.
So, in a nutshell, basically, you know how you have anime that their main focus is fan service. When the focus,
Can we identify what fan service is?
basically, sexual little moments in there, big boobs, um, essentially just leaning into the
Sexual innuendos
innuendos exactly
and
and
sexual
whatnot.
Perversion.
themes.
Yeah,
Sometimes like frontal nudity.
exactly. So just some partial bits and pieces that sexual innuendos in a
Why is
sense.
John smiling so hard?
Who is
Don't,
smiling?
yo, are you? How? Hold on a second. How are you gonna say he's not smiling hard? First of all, secondly, why are you trying to play him and gaslight and say that he's smiling? We can't even see your reaction right now. So,
Yeah, that's
just,
crazy.
Oh
You
well.
could be ear to ear for all we know.
Oh
of course, his
well.
camera, his Wi-Fi suddenly wants to not work on the conversation today.
Yeah,
Um,
we're talking
See,
about
this is how niggas don't have listening skills. It's not a Wi-Fi issue. It's a computer issue. My computer is 10 years old, over 10 years old. So what
then
we're
how are
doing
you
now,
able to function properly?
I'm
That
not.
has nothing to affect the Wi-Fi. The
I'm not.
Wi-Fi, you're using
It's
hotel Wi-Fi, are you not?
yeah,
Nah,
but
but
it's not.
if his computer is just having a tough time, then it's just
Yeah.
having a tough
The
time.
RAM on this is like 4 gigs. It's not able to do what we're trying to do here. That's the issue. Once I get a better computer, I'll be all right.
Anyway,
Anyway,
so
back
the
to
headless
breast.
horseman over here has spoken.
The
Um,
headless horseman.
so essentially, yeah. So, any anime that their main focus is the fan service because it actually, contributes to the plot is better than other anime that throws in fan service for the sake of just throwing in fan
Just
service
throwing
and
it
whatnot.
in
They
just
just throw it
because.
in there when it's like, for example, you might have a shonen where it's just about fighting and fan service has nothing to do with it, and they'll just throw it in there for the sake of, oh yeah, let's just throw this in there to maybe get some more viewership on this, or make it more appealing. And sometimes for me, I thought that was a pretty good tweet, and I agree with him on that because sometimes I feel like when I'm watching a really good anime, I hate when they throw the fan service in when it's doesn't really contribute anything to what's going on in the plot and whatnot. And I feel like there are some animes where the story is good, the concept is good, the manga was really good, but when they bring it to the anime format, they bloat it with fan service, and then for some people where you might know, okay, I know my friend might like this type of anime, but I'm also gonna have him. He's gonna look at me weird because the anime that I'm recommending to him is, yo, there's a ton of fan service here, but just a heads up. But once you get past that, it's a really good anime, And it's kind of like when sometimes you're watching your anime, some people might judge you when they see all the fan service and just like, oh, you're watching soft porn and shit on your anime, and it's like, no, this is I promise you, like 5% of the anime. Everything else is greatness. You just happen to walk onto this really awkward moment that had nothing to do with the fighting and the plot and the development and whatnot. So I wanted to just bring it up in conversation and get your thoughts and whatnot. And maybe we think about some animes where they threw it in there where it just didn't really contribute anything, or it's like, why is this here? This doesn't need to be here. Everything was good until this was brought into the. So just for your perspectives and whatnot.
Okay. Um, I don't know if I completely agree with the tweet because I appreciate fan service at any time in any anime. So if it happens, I'm just like, cool. But if the whole anime is just not about that, and you're never gonna see stuff like that, maybe it takes itself seriously, and there's not that many gags or moments for things like that to happen. Like I wouldn't expect there to be fan service and something like that, but I'm not looking for it in those kind of stories. But anything else where the characters are playful, or there are jokes being thrown around and things like that, like if they throw fan service in, whether the anime is about it or not, I don't really care because I kind of like look for some of that programming, but like I don't know. It's hard. Like the most recent example that I could come up with was the anime that you had recommended to me a while back, where you told me to watch Plunderer.
Yes, and that was the
And
one I was going to reference.
and
Yep.
Plunderer was a very great story in and of itself. I did really like the concepts that they had there, and like why things were kind of happening and stuff like that. And the story is good and it stands well on its own, but it has a lot of moments throughout the anime where it is very fan servicey, where it is focusing on a woman's bust or her rear end, or anything like that. Like there's just or jokes, just straight up dirty jokes being thrown around, and things like that. And for some people, I understand that that could be very off-putting. Some people aren't really looking for all of that, sexual content in casual viewership. They kind of like separate that from everything that they consume. And I get that. But me in particular, like I'm always just kind of like, it's good. It's good for me. It's good enough for me. So I had no problem getting through the plot because I liked all of the fan service throughout. But then you compare it to an anime that is completely based on its fan service, like High School DD,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Like literally high school DD.
yes,
You
like
know what you're getting into.
double D's. You getting some double D's in this anime, like all of the time. Like, and that's literally what the anime is about. But it's it has a plot, but even the plot must surrender to the freaking fan service sometimes. Like the fan service is a part of the humor, which is a part of the actual narrative. Like they're not just like breaks, where the characters are telling jokes in between serious moments. Like even the serious moments, just have like fan service sprinkled throughout all of it. It'd be a very serious moment, but just some chick will have her titties out. Like it's just that's just how the anime is. And that's something like incredibly different. Like you don't recommend something like High School DD to somebody that's not looking to watch something
exactly.
like that. Like you can't just be like, oh hey, this was a really good anime, you should watch that, and then they put it on at home and it's like, whoa, hold on. I didn't even know you could find shit like this on Hulu. Like, it's just I don't know. I'm kind of always okay with the fan service, but I don't know. I don't feel like it ever takes me out of what I'm watching, like takes me out of the experience or throws off like the vibe of whatever's going on. I'm usually the asshole that's just like, oh, how come there's not more of that?
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me, I suck. But like it's I don't know. That's just my take on it.
Sir Headless Horseman.
Here we go. I mean, I'm with you, John. Now there's a limit into how do I even like form this into like a thing?
Well, like you have like a limit, like it's okay.
Yeah, like
certain level. You have a certain level of how much you can tolerate in it.
So, and it depends on like the story, right? So, for instance, like you mentioned, High School DxD. I watched like 11 episodes. I wasn't really feeling the story. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was cool to see boobs, but if I'm seeing just boobs pointless, I could just go to Twitter and watch Twitter porn, like
boobs,
like, yeah. And I bet you the plot at Twitter porn is way better than that plot. I promise you. So, I mean, but like a show like Prison School, right? That was very interesting to me because it's like, and the story was pretty good. It was comedy or comedic.
Yeah, very comedic.
And it was just like a good overall idea to do. And I wish that they had done more episodes because it's only like 12 episodes, which sucks.
Yeah, no, I think the manga kept going.
They
didn't animate anymore.
No, they didn't animate anymore. Correct. So, I mean, there's a limit. Like, with another good example, Food Wars. Most people know I like to cook, right? Mm-hmm. So me seeing food, sometimes if I eat really good food, I be finna jump out my pants too. Motherfucker, the fucking headmaster, and this is spoils for anyone who hasn't watched it, but the headmaster, anytime if he would have a good meal, then the motherfucker would be naked, like straight up naked. You know what I mean? So there's a limit. I think what most of it like goes around is like it has to have a good story. If the story is not there, if there's not good plot, if it's not funny, if it doesn't amuse and keep me engaged, then it's just showing me titties just for the sake of showing me titties. And not that I'm upset at seeing titties, but I need like
A purpose,
yeah.
a plot. Like
I
it
need
has
a
to make sense
purpose.
to some
Yeah,
level.
yeah. You can't, like I said, in DXD for me, it was literally. I feel like they would sacrifice the plot just to show titties.
A part of it is that that's what makes it funny. Is
No,
But
that's
that
not funny
yeah?
to me though. To me,
see,
So
but
then
that,
yeah,
but
so
I would
then it's just
argue,
not a show for you.
yeah, I would argue
Correct.
DXD is its whole. See, but it's the point from the point. Like DXD is whole purpose is pushing the fan service. Their focal point is that.
Yeah,
So therefore,
it kind of makes fun of
it
itself
makes fun of itself,
for being so focused on the fan service.
and then that's another. So that's what I'm saying. Like that would be an example of an anime whose goal is fan service. Therefore, if once you accept the fact that the fan service is the focal point, you appreciate the show. Now, it's like Mac is saying, if you try to take the story and have the story overlap it, that's when
Yeah.
you're not going to appreciate it.
But the thing is, like, the first season is just kind of like your introduction to its characters, really. A lot of the character development in that show doesn't really happen until, like, the later seasons, 2, 3, and 4. But, like, like, eventually that main character has, lots of motivation, reasons to fight, rivals, real, things that are happening in the world around him that he needs to react to, all while he's, being chased down by this harem of women around him. So, like, the fan service is always going to be the focal point of the story, but they do develop the characters, and they do bring in a lot of interesting figures from different mythologies and stuff, and you see all types of deities in the show, and it's not just angels and demons types of things. So they really, like, tried to create a universe there. So if you're down for the ride, eventually it kind of pays itself off. But, like, it's something where, like, if you're not prepared to watch something like that, if you don't really understand what that is, I don't expect anybody to just right away be like, oh yeah, I want to see the rest of this. Like, most people would be uncomfortable. Like, like, hey, if I want to jack off, like, I could watch plenty of other things. Like, I don't need to
way
like watch
better,
this on my
way
TV.
better shit. I promise
Like,
you.
I'm just saying, like some people don't feel like watching stuff that is that direct, and I get it.
And even with that, like going back to John's example of Plunderer, it was the perfect. As soon as I saw that tweet, Plunderer came right to my mind because, again, John told you it's a very good story, very good anime.
Mhm.
The only thing is with Plunder is like you have to. It's literally the story's good, but you have to fight through the fan service in the beginning when it finally hits, and when it hits, it hits.
It's literally these are like literal scenes. It'll be very intense dialogue between two characters in a standoff. And then immediately when, like, the opposing character leaves or walks away or like whatever, or we'll fight another day, then friggin' the main character will literally just start grabbing titties. Just grabbing titties or trying to grab an ass or two, whatever's going on, and girls are literally like screaming and punching him in the face.
And the funny part about it is if you stick it out long enough, you understand there's a purpose to why he does it. Like he's not doing it just to be a perv. But like
sounds like it.
But again, if you stick around and make it long
You have
enough,
you have to watch the show to get
it
why
it makes
everything
sense.
yeah.
But again, it's one of those animes where it's like, yo, it's a good story, but there's a lot of fan service. And if that's not for you, I don't think you're not gonna get to the point where you'll see why I'm recommending it to you.
Let me ask the two of you guys a question real quick. Is One Piece not fan service?
Oh, I wanted to. I knew he was gonna bring it up.
Wait. because there are a couple other. Because I had the same question too.
I wanted to end it
So
with the
why
One Piece
can't why?
conversation.
Oh
So
my
hold
God.
on. Yeah, I want to.
I
push
know
that to the end.
One Piece is a really good. I wanted to wait to the end to use it because that would
So
be a good one.
so another show that I feel like it has fan service, but the fan service doesn't like the plot doesn't suffer from fan service. Is Fire Force.
Yes,
I haven't tried that one out yet, so I didn't know
There's a
there was
lot of.
fan service in Fire Force.
It's not a lot,
it's
but there is fan
Some of it
service.
here and there.
But
it's literally with just one cat. Well, there's fan
it's like
service.
two
Just two.
characters.
Yeah, it's two characters that have fan service, but one of them is very like
Obvious.
very obvious, and the other one is just the woman's body. But her that's her thing. Like
The
she's
art
the art.
focuses
Yes,
on her physique or something.
exactly.
Yeah.
But she's flirty, so that makes sense for her. It doesn't get as crazy as the second character. The second character, her fan service is like full blown, damn near almost no swimsuit level.
Mhm.
But they're not just doing it for the sake of doing it. It's literally her ability. Like she just what do they call it? Is it leech or some shit? It's like some
I
bad
forgot what
luck
it's
shit.
called.
It's leech or some shit. But basically, it's like whenever she uses her ability and she gets overpowered, it's like she gets bad luck and her clothes just pop off. But you know how like when you watch an anime, the creators will do it and then it's like, oh, it just happened. There's no explanation for it.
Yeah.
They know in the show that it's happening, and they always, every time it happens, they're like, "What the hell? Like, damn it, you're damn leecher shit again." Like, it's just her. She has something about her ability that when she uses it, her clothes pop off, and they always address it. So it's not like, "Hey, here's a half naked girl just to keep
Yeah,
your eyes
just
on the
because
TV."
it's I get you.
It's specifically
It's a
to
joke.
her.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's a reoccurring joke that
Exactly.
because the joke is reoccurring, it gives
It's
them
part
the
of the
excuse
story.
to put the fucking fan service in it. Yeah,
Exactly. It's a part of the story, part of the plot. That's a good example of it making sense. For me, one anime example that I can give where I could argue there's little to no fan service and the anime is still great, and you can correct me if I'm wrong,
Mhm.
Attack on Titan. If you really think about Attack on Titan, you don't really see them really any focal point of fan service, if at all.
My what's her name? Macky.
She doesn't. She does not.
She gets boobs in the last season.
No, she does not. Even then,
Oh,
no.
Mikasa? No, they don't. They
Mikasa?
don't. They don't. They
She
don't
They
focus
don't.
on her body
I
at
didn't
all.
say. I didn't say they focused. That's not what I said. I
What?
just
That
said
she grew up and her boobs got bigger?
yeah.
Yes, a little
Yeah,
bit. Yeah,
but what we're
but
saying about
that's not fan service.
the fan service is them like somebody saying, "Oh,
I never said it
Mikasa's
was.
doing something where that's popping her boobs out, like making it, throwing it in your face." Attack on Titan has never ever relied on fan service to get their story across.
So what part of Attack on Titan are you referring to that has any fan service?
I
What
never
that's
said any part
that's what I'm
has.
trying to say. You know, the example what the tweet was saying is that when they throw in the fan service into an anime for the sake of throwing it in there, it's not as good as this anime that focuses on the fan service. Attack on Titan is one of those anime where you don't need to have any fan service. There was never any push for the fan service, and the story was still great. It didn't take away from it. It was really good. Kind of like how you have your Dragon Balls and your One Pieces, where they put the fan service in there, even though it doesn't need it, the story will still survive without it.
Well, something like if you take a serious example like Attack on Titan, right, and you wanted to shove fan service into a serious narrative like that, like you see it in like mature ways where like maybe you see a woman taking a bath or sitting in the tub and her chest is exposed and she might be in serious thought after that, or there might be a flashback right after that scene or something, whatever she's thinking about while bathing. And then, you know, you saw titties for a split second, but it's, you know, like it's still a serious story, like it's not a joke or something like that. Now, does that count in the same way as something like this Fire Force example you gave earlier? Or
No,
like I would consider them to be the same thing, just one is serious and one isn't.
I mean, oh, sorry. Go ahead, Shawny.
So the only way that I would consider a shower scene or a bath scene is that if the show is doing the slow shot and slowly going down and showing the body of the woman in the scene, or in the bath they're slowly coming down and showing, like, you know, the
The silhouette.
the silhouette and the curvatures and whatnot. Like they're focused, they're using that moment to use a little fan service to keep you intrigued or they're adding that sexy into it is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
That what I would argue is the fan service. Whereas with Fire Force, it still is fan service, yes, but that more so is, hey, we're not making her sexy for the sake of making her sexy. She's just sexy because her ability literally throws her clothes off and makes her half naked whenever she uses it. But yes, you could argue that there's still two of the same thing. One is just a matter of
I just feel like one is made out to be a joke. Right?
Exactly.
Like it's a moment of laughter, right? Because I'm pretty sure it's a laughable moment. It's not really like a serious moment where like her clothes just come flying off. It's probably the gag. And like it just, yeah, okay, cool. If it just seems like I don't know, I would feel more uncomfortable if the fan service came with a joke than if it was just naturally a part of a scene that a character would be naked for. Like if they're showing you the character taking a bath, obviously that character would be naked to take a bath. So it's just like, okay, cool. Like we're just seeing them take a bath. But like, something like that Fire Force example is just like, oh, here, we're going to show you, we found a way to make the titties work.
Yes.
So here you go. Here are some titties. So which is funny to me. And I appreciate stuff like that. I'm not on the opposing fence here. I'm just saying that I think those are the exact same thing. And I don't think that those moments interrupt the narrative, if that makes any sense. I don't think they do. Like nothing like that would like takes me out of enjoying the story. I guess maybe it's because like I'm just desensitized to it and I just kind of look for it. But...
So let me ask you that. Yeah, I think that's your issue, John. But let me ask you guys this: can we name an anime that I named, for me anyway, it was High School DxD. But can we name an anime that the fan service or the plot suffers because of the fan service?
That it suffers because of the fan service?
Plunderer was probably the best one.
I mean, for me, it doesn't suffer, but for someone that's not looking for that, then yes, it would cause that viewer to suffer a little bit.
I'm trying to think what else it could be.
Yeah, where it completely like just derails your whole experience. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Where it ruined it? Nah, I don't think, because I don't think that fan service ruins it. If anything, the anime just sucks. Like the plot sucks, and then that ruins it.
So maybe not an anime, but I can shoot one movie where it kind of annoyed me.
I thought of an example.
The Dragon Ball superhero movie.
So with Bulma,
with
Bulma, I was gonna give you a better Dragon Ball example, but do the Bulma one first.
Yeah. So for me, I figured that we're at a point now where everybody loves Dragon Ball. If you watched it from the old days, it made sense. But in the movie, it was like whenever Dragon Ball used fan service, it was never like super duper intentional. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it just flowed very nicely into it. And then with the Super movie, they were like, "Oh yeah, we find out Bulma's using the Dragon Balls to keep herself young." Again, we've always known that Bulma abuses the Dragon Balls, right?
Yes.
In the movie, what does she get? She gets a freaking a BBL.
She gets
BBL.
She gets a BBL, and in the movie specifically focuses on her ass. In some scenes, it specifically focuses on her ass.
Hey, listen. That shit was caking. I can't hold you.
And his reaction is thus proving my point. That annoyed that.
Shit was fat, boy.
It's not the first time that Bulma has been done that way, right? So if we go back to the original Dragon Ball series, right? When Goku was still a kid. I don't know if
the panty scene.
Well, the panty scene is one of them, right?
That so nigga slapped her pussy like
yes, he just completely smacked her front door. I was like, hey, you don't have any balls. That's weird.
That's weird.
That's weird. Where are your balls, Bulma? And yeah, so there was that scene, but there's also a scene where in the manga, and they put it in the anime too. And you can look these images up. I'm not going to show them on the podcast because reasons, right? But where like she was standing in front of Master Roshi, and then like one of the other characters like completely like pulled her top down, and then her titties were out, and Master Roshi's just like, "Wah!"
Nice.
Yeah, and that's real. Toriyama drew that. Like, that was in the so like it happens, right? So like something like that, yeah, that might that might completely ruin everything. I mean, it's not in the dub version because they obviously took it out because they weren't going to put that on American.
Kai, yeah.
So well, even when they had the regular dub Dragon Ball stuff, they cut a lot of stuff. There was a lot of blood, and a lot of things were censored out of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. You have to watch like the uncut stuff to get like the original Japanese versions where it has all of that other stuff in it. But yeah, something like that would ruin
exactly
the experience for me.
It was just unnecessary. Like in the aspect of Goku as a kid, I can give it somewhat of a pass because Goku was an alien. He didn't know shit about the world and whatnot. Like, there's literally still the gag that Goku never kissed Chi-Chi, yet he has kids. That was a whole thing that Vegeta was like questioning about.
Yeah, he was like, how does that even work?
How does that even work? He's like, oh, I never kissed her. I just thought we got married because she said, hey, marry me. And he said, okay. I didn't know what it meant. I just did it.
Yeah. And he just agreed. He said, I thought it was some kind of food. He said, I thought we was going to eat.
Word. What an idiot.
He said, I want to try marriage. That sounds tasty. She was like, I'll try to make something tasty.
Yeah, but pussy. Anyway.
So, Mac, do you have an example one aside from
DXD? No, I don't. I think
you don't have an example for something where it completely ruined the
like
anime?
I said, DXD, bro, was the only one that I can really think of. That it like I could not pay attention to what was going on because literally every single time the head shorty had her titties out. I'm like, yes. God
Ria's
damn. And them shits was huge. I can't hold you.
Ria's fucking Gremory.
Them shits is nice, but nigga.
Yes, they are.
Oh my God, bro. Put them shits away. Please.
She has to sleep naked. And she has to sleep in his bed or she can't sleep.
And she can't sleep. Bro, she came to him and she's like, oh, can you fuck me? He's like, oh, I'm like, nigga, if you don't fuck that bitch right now.
That's the point of the story, is like to piss you off because you're just like,
that shit pissed me off. I can't hold you. I can't watch that shit no more.
You just like, nah, man, he ain't got the Riz. No.
Nah, he's no Riz, bro. L Riz. For sure, bro.
So question I had, John, you've heard of Devilman Crybaby, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw Devilman Crybaby. That has a lot of fan service in it too, and some of it is creepy.
Oh, that's another one. I couldn't watch that shit.
Some of it,
I couldn't get past the second episode.
See, for me, that was one where it made sense because Devilman Crybaby was more attacking the carnages and the devil just letting you be truly free with yourself. And not for nothing, it was a Netflix anime, which means it had the TV MA on it. So that was one where it was like, it made sense because that's just what it was. Like literally, even getting the Devilman Crybaby ability was in a freaking a sex club, but it was more of a more mature tone, and that made sense to the story and the plot line.
Yeah, because it was exploring like sin in general, like the concept of sin and everything that encompasses. Yeah, like so there was a whole lot of that, heaven, hell, demon, devil, all that shit in there. Lots of it. Lots of it. So yes, it does.
So that was a sin for him.
What? You didn't finish it, right? You said you didn't want to finish it.
No, I couldn't. Another one I could not finish, bro. It got too weird.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but that's what makes it great. That's literally what makes it great. Is the fact that it
and to be honest with you, I'm trying to watch this shit on the big screen TV. I can't watch that shit there, bro. What the fuck? I
See,
can't watch that shit there.
That goes back to the original point.
Nah,
But
it's like you were saying, man. There's certain shit that you can watch on the big screen, and there's certain shit you gotta watch on your phone
with your headphones on,
with your
bro.
headphones on.
That's
You feel
it.
me?
That,
But no,
and
bro, I
that's how
want the
you do it.
experience. I got lights. I got everything cooking in my crib right now. I can't watch that shit there. So it's like, and I'm not gonna watch it on my little ass screen of a phone.
Stop it.
Nah, I need to be what's the word? Immersed.
in the
Yes.
experience.
Yes.
Then wait till you home alone and watch that show.
I'm
by
never
yourself.
home alone.
This guy is hilarious.
I don't know. You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to.
Or
figure
you in the
something
hotel,
out.
just freaking watch on the TV there.
I definitely could watch, bro. But I would get hit anyway. Let me not make no
This
excuses.
guy-
Yeah, he's gonna keep making excuses, but he
I'm
knows
gonna
he
keep
can watch
making
it.
excuses. I'm not gonna watch it though. I can't. That shit is. It's too much. It's too much.
No. Not Devilman Crybaby. We get it. We're just like
It's
talking
too
It's
much.
just
shit
perfect example
about
of it.
stuff. But
I probably
it's,
could watch DXD though.
if you wanted to keep going. I don't expect
No.
you to pick that one back up.
No, I'm not. I'm
Exactly. I wouldn't expect you to. You know, like I mean, sometimes like like
it's
I get
okay.
it, right? Or
No, continue. Sorry.
I was gonna say I get it. Like some of the fan service could be too much. Like it's so much that
No, like see, it's not the fan service that's the issue because I don't have a problem. It's
no,
the
for
fact that
Devilman
the-
Crybaby, you said it was just too
yes.
weird.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
no,
too
I'm
weird.
just talking now in general. I'm
Okay,
going to a new
general.
conversation.
Cool.
But it's just like I understand where like sometimes like the fan service is just so much, right? Where like, you know, even like the Japanese versions that we might get like on Crunchyroll or some other streaming service might just be completely censored and just have like images that block out, you know, crotches and nipples and things like that because they don't want to be, you know, like too out there. You got to wait for like an uncut version or something for you to watch it unedited. But you know what I'm saying? Like I see more of that lately than I see of like the raunchier stuff. Like I feel like a lot more things are being censored. So like I get it, you know, like some people may feel, you know, like uncomfortable and whatnot, but it's just it's more of like you should kind of understand like what you're getting yourself into based on like what the title card looks like, what, you know, like other people may say about the show and things like that. Like,
See,
I mean, even if you watch like the first episode of something, if an anime is gonna have fan service in it, that first episode is gonna let you know.
yep.
That
For
first
sure.
episode is gonna let you fucking know.
And that's why when I recommended Plunder all that time ago, the first thing I said was, I'm just going to tell you now, in order for you to get through this, there is fan service and there is a lot of it. You have, if you're not a fan of fan service, you're not going to be able to watch the show.
If it was me, like being honest about the fan service, there wasn't enough fan service in Plunder for me.
That's
there
fucking
wasn't
insane.
there wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Like
Yo.
I was a little tight. I was
Oh
like, damn,
my
there's
God.
so much potential for just like so many nip slips and none of it's happening. Why? No, it's just like I've not seen a single
do they
nipple.
shoot? Yeah. They
No.
don't show no nipples.
No.
Nah, that's
It's
not
just
fan service.
it's just raunchy. It's just like, you know,
Yeah.
let me see up your skirt. She's like, no, don't look, you pervert. Ah, like that's all it is.
Boo.
Yeah, boo. I
Show me the nipple. This
Yeah,
nigga
that's
John
funny.
is crazy.
I'm
All right,
talking about
we could-
cartoons, people.
we could do another show that has no fan service at all, from what I remember.
Mhm.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes, that was another one I was going to say.
It has
Full
no
Metal-
fan service. You said.
None.
None.
Okay.
If anything, it's more known for fucking you up with the dog scene.
Word. Oh shit.
But
nah,
no, like, and you know what the funny part about it is,
that shit is sad.
Full Metal was the #1 anime, and Attack on Titan just topped them with the final season episode that came out.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan just topped them, so now you got top 1 and top 2. Both of them did not require fan service to get their points across, and
I think
We're gonna
fan
have a-
service is just because it's
One of these
fun.
days, we're gonna have a topic. We're gonna talk about Attack on Titan, man.
What, like just the
general,
show
or just
general, or
greatness?
you have something specific you want to talk about? Because
It's not as
there are
good
so
as
many
everyone
very
thinks it is.
specific things in
Oh
the show.
yeah,
can talk
you put that in the chat and table that. I'm gonna
Yeah.
It's not as good. It's a
I'm
good.
gonna
It's a good
kill you on
show.
that.
It's a good show. I'm not saying it's not good. I enjoy it. Right. I do enjoy Attack on Titan. I'm not stupid. But what I'm saying is, or maybe this is just the hater in me coming out. It's
It
like,
could be both.
do you guys that have watched One Piece, do you honestly think that Attack on Titan is better than One Piece? I know this is off topic. You don't have to answer this right now. You don't have to answer it. You don't have to. It's a rhetorical question.
Asking?
Word.
It's
Don't
a
ask that.
rhetorical
Write it
question.
in-
We're
instead of write it in the
not having a
chat.
rhetorical podcast.
Word. But for the quick
Never fucking said
segue,
it's a
I don't
rhetorical
think that
question.
it's. I don't think that it's like, all right. Perfect example is ask yourself, what is the reason why Full Metal is revered as one of the greatest anime? Is because they tell a full story in a set amount an episode. It's a complete story from start to finish. The thing about One Piece is like One Piece is literally just not a hey, you just pick this up and you watch it. No, it's a never ending
heavy
adventure.
commitment. Yeah,
It's a commitment.
commitment.
That's gonna lead into a future episode. We talk about the top 5 anime being recommended because Michael B. Jordan put fucking One Piece on that list. For a brand new, we're not talking top 5. We're talking top 5 to recommend to someone new to anime.
Never.
You cannot just throw
No.
One Piece in somebody's repertoire to start with. It's ridiculous. It takes a lot. But that's a future episode. Titan's a future episode.
I don't think just to answer your question, I don't think there are many pieces of fiction that are better than One Piece at the moment. Probably just like Star Wars, maybe.
And I think that's a fair.
But like when it there are, I tell people that I don't say it is like, oh, it's the best anime, because like I like a lot of anime. So what I always describe One Piece as, I just say it's one of the best pieces of fiction that I have ever experienced. That's usually how I describe it.
It's one of the best anime universes in terms of just so much to be explored, and still so much that hasn't been explored.
And I'm not even caught up, and I feel this way. I can only imagine with all of the information you guys have about the world and its characters. You know what I'm saying? Like that statement is just even more solidified. But like the animes like Attack on Titan, right? Because we're comparing the two of them. Animes like Attack on Titan are good in their own right for the way they tell their own stories. And those kinds of stories don't necessarily require any fan service to be good, because it's not about the boobies. It's about like the story and its characters, and maybe like the consequences of people's actions or reactions and things like that. And there's a lot of layers and like historical references being made in Attack on Titan. But when we compare it to an anime like One Piece is largely known for its really long narrative and interweaving storylines and character connections and things like that. But the entire anime is riddled with fan service. The entire anime has fan service throughout it.
But the good thing about One Piece's fan service is that it makes sense to the story. Like, not everybody.
I'll tell you what makes sense. Oda likes titties.
Okay,
that is what makes sense. And every arc, we meet a new big titty woman. Every arc, there's just got to be some new female characters that are introduced, and they are all very busty. And once in a while,
I'm trying to think. Hold on.
No. Okay, let's go through the arcs. We'll go through the arcs.
That's what we're about to do. That's what we can't go. Wait, you're still in Dressrosa, right?
Yes.
So we'll stop at Dressrosa.
We'll stop. So we have to stop at Dressrosa.
All right. So let's just go backwards. Let's start with Dressrosa and work backwards.
That's fine.
Okay. Well, let's start with Nami.
No, we're starting from Dressrosa.
We're starting from Dressrosa.
We're going backwards.
Yes. So you got Violet.
Violet. Yeah, I knew he was gonna say Violet.
And Rebecca.
Oh yeah, she got them.
She got the things.
She got the things.
All right.
Well, hold on.
That's just two female characters, because there were other female characters. Let's go
real
back.
Quick. What episode, John? What episode are you on? Not, I'm not. I'm just asking
like
specifically.
714, 715 or something like that.
715 episodes later, I think you earn a pass where the fan service doesn't have to make sense of the story if you're that far invested.
It doesn't, but I'm saying it's
I know
riddled with it. We go into Punk Hazard, that
Oh,
chick with the bird wings. I forgot her
Okay.
name.
oh, true.
Moet
Yeah.
or whatever her name.
Monet.
Monet.
The one, the Zoro cut. Yep.
Yeah. Damn,
She
she do got big titties.
she had the things, right?
Them things was that's the name of the episode. Them things was thangin'.
The things was banging. So she had the things. What was the arc before Punk Hazard?
No.
Sabaody?
The
Fish mark?
archipelago? Was it
Fishman
Fishman.
no
Island.
Fishman Island?
Oh,
The princess.
Sarah
The princess
Toshi.
Shirahoshi.
Shirahoshi, whatever her name is, yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's
Mermaid
go back
makes
again.
sense. I could
Then
justify that as being a mermaid.
Yeah, all the mermaids had
the,
yitties.
the snake women in Amazon lily head.
We're not there yet. We're still at
like,
Sabaody.
Well, it's
we are there.
Amazon keyword.
They were
I'm
snakes.
gonna
They were snakes.
They were
No.
still half Amazon.
They were not snakes. They were
snakes
humans
with
that
boobs.
had this. They ate the snake fruit.
Yes, I get that. I'm just saying they turned into snakes, but retained the
Nah.
teeth.
Listen, Amazon Island.
All right, let's
That
go
would
back.
just make
Let's go
sense.
back. Let's go
Death
back.
by Snoo Snoo.
Death by Snoo. Yeah.
That was a good episode.
Yes.
I love that episode actually.
But yeah, so we don't even.
No, let's go
because
I don't think you can. Where's
What?
who's Sabaody? Who is
What,
Sabaody?
in the Sabaody archipelago?
Oh, what's his name? The Shorty Rock from the bar.
Yes, yes. This
lady's
guy's wife. Yes,
Oh,
But again, yeah. Okay, sorry.
but
go ahead.
Thangs.
Yeah, let's shut
Okay,
up.
new Thangs being
I
introduced.
was about to spoil, but go back. Continue.
Were you gonna say Bonnie?
Bonnie, the new
Or what,
generation
Kami?
Bonnie, right?
Because
Yeah.
Kami's in that story too.
She don't got things. She don't got
mermaid.
things.
They-
Kami don't got
no.
things. She don't got things.
No,
Nah.
am I
Not
not
like
remembering that? Not like that.
Not like that. Not like that. I mean, we meet Robin and Nami. They came back with some things.
They had things when we met them too.
Nami had that in the beginning too, and it made
Not
sense
really.
because
Not
Yes,
really.
no, really.
Yes, she
yes,
did.
Yes, she did. That was always a part of her.
that was always a
character.
part of Nami.
And
Nah,
then
but
they
them
just
things
made them
started
bigger.
danging for real after
So here's the thing:
after
Yes.
the time skip.
in the beginning, Nami always had it, but the same thing with Robin. They both did. When the time skip happened, they emphasized it more by making them more revealing.
That and they dress differently now.
Exactly.
They wear clothing that kind of like accentuates their physique.
Yes.
Well, it makes
So-
sense for Robin. Robin wasn't free. Now she's free.
Yeah, so she changes her outfits a lot now, but they're
to some
usually-
level, I feel like Nami it made more sense for because she literally tried to use her good looks whenever she could to get ahead,
to steal and
to steal
get
and
ahead.
shit.
Yeah, of
Robin
course.
never really. Robin is just very mature, and I guess she's just comfortable with herself. So it was never really, what I'm trying to say. Like Robin never had a need to do it. I felt like.
No, but
Yeah.
I feel like you can, and maybe I may be reaching, but I feel like remember when Robin was with Crocodile, and I know we're skipping a couple of arcs, but when she was with Crocodile, she was kind of covered up, right?
No, but she had
I
she
didn't
had
say
that
she
episode where she was like in a skirt and a crop top.
Mm-hmm.
really.
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn, I haven't seen that shit.
I
in a minute.
remember. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, she had like
Wait,
a purple
who did we
skirt and a
meet in
black
Sky
crop top.
Island? We ain't meet no one in Sky
In
Island.
Skypea?
Who?
Yeah.
Who?
Fuck,
Who?
fuck.
Who?
Wasn't it that chick that
Who?
Sanji was like going nuts for when they first got there?
No, she ain't had the things.
You're crazy.
Oh my god, bro. She
So
ain't have the things.
yes, and so basically One Piece.
But in
definitely-
majority, I think Sky Island is the only one where we didn't meet a woman with them things thanging.
just Eddie. Either way,
I'm
going-
trying to think because
I'm
like
pretty sure
Robin
there's
and
somebody.
Nami always check the box.
Yeah, but we're not talking about them. You're saying meet new
Yes.
people. Meet new.
Dog, I think at this point, 90% of what you guys mentioned is that they all had the fan service was there in those arcs, so it made sense.
Okay.
Like,
I'm telling
So
you.
I'm
And
not-
then when
but
and then when they met Vivi and Vivi checked that box too.
see, and the thing that so I'm gonna give One Piece a pass because again, you have the big three. You got the One Piece, your Naruto, your Bleach, and Dragon Ball. They all came from that generation where
Dragon Ball is not a part of the big three. Before people start saying that we said Dragon Ball is part of the big three, it is not a part of the big three. Please, he is just mentioning it as
stop
alongside
being
with them
PC.
because
Shut up.
I'm not being PC, bro.
Dragon Ball is the grandfather to the big three. The big three were inspired from all of them. They all came from the same fucking generation.
Correct.
And they all that was when fan service was more acceptable.
We're
and
saying the same
in
thing.
Anime.
We're saying the same thing.
Then let it be. Stop trying to be PC.
He just wants to clarify. That's all.
I'm clarifying.
He never wants to clarify.
Well, Bleach has a whole bunch of fan service where Orihime and
them
this
things.
Girl, the squad vice captain. No, Yoruichi especially Matsumoto.
Yep.
Her too.
That's shorty that can heal people, right?
No, that's Matsumoto is Toshiro, the short ice dude. His vice captain.
His vice captain.
Like
she with the blonde hair,
pink,
right? with the blonde hair.
The blonde hair.
How can I remember?
You're thinking of Yachiro.
Somebody else's things was thinking. They got a lot of things thinking.
There's a lot in that.
There's a lot.
Even in the new shit with the lady that was the cook. Them things.
Yeah.
But again, I feel like for those you can make an exception because they all came from the era where it was more acceptable. It was just back then when it all happened, they really emphasized it, and it was just like, oh, you see it there, but oh well, that makes sense because that's just what anime was back then. It was a part of the culture, at the time. Actually, you know one that I thought about just now talking about anime from back then. Did Gundam really? I don't think Gundam really focused on it like that.
No,
Gundam hated women. It was the opposite.
Whoa,
that should be another topic right
Gundam
there. That one anime that hates women.
Hey, they just put out a Gundam series where the main protagonist is a
girl,
Witch from Mercury.
The Witch from Mercury.
Actually, I look into that. Yeah, she's the first female
protagonist.
That's dope.
Yeah,
because I remember what was it? Which Gundam Wing? Woo!
Hero dissing Shorty.
Oh my god, Hero went
kill
crazy. You. He said, "No. What's the other dude? The other dude, I forgot his
name. The dude with the ponytail.
Yes, he was like, oh, we gotta kill him, and she was like, oh, he's just a child, don't kill him. He was like, what are you talking about? Why'd you hesitate? The nigga was like, because she's a woman, and killed that motherfucker, bro. Oh hell no, bro. They hated women in that show. Jesus Christ. Oh man, good times, good stuff.
I would have to watch like the Japanese version of that scene and the English dub version of that scene to see if they legitimately translated it that way, or if that was something they did for the English dub. hey, he said something completely different in Japanese. Like I had no idea. I just would want to make sure that was the line.
Was exactly what he said. Word, because I know they do that sometimes with the English dub.
I don't know why they would change it to something that dramatic, but I'm hoping that this is a legit translation.
Nah, the first episode, Hero was like, she said, "Come to my party." That first of all, Hero had W Riz. I'll tell you that. He didn't even look at Shorty. She said, "Come to my party." She gave him the invite.
He tore up
the invite and came close and said, "If you ever talk to me again, I'll fucking kill you." Jesus, why are you so mad? What's good with this nigga, bro? What the hell?
Different, man.
Hero was a different beast.
Because she saw him when he landed on the planet. That's why. So she was technically a loose end for him. But he didn't want to kill her right then and there. He let her go.
Yeah, he's dumb. He should have murked her if he was going to. He pussy now. I mean, that's his baby girl though. So
that's what I'm saying. I was like, that's just how they met each other.
That ended up being his baby girl. So you know what I mean? I guess.
He was like, I'm so glad I didn't shoot you that day.
Yeah. We'd never be happily ever after.
So going back to the original point, I would like, at least in the sake of conversation, I'd like to say that it's gotten a lot better with the fan service in the sense that you're now starting to see a lot more anime make sense of it. Like back then, it was always just there because that was just a thing. But as we've come to the times now, yes, you get fan service, but now you're getting animes where, hey, the focus here is the fan service. So, you know what you're getting when you come into this. Or like, oh, I got reincarnated as my neighbor's dog, and he has like these 3 girls that are always going crazy over him. Like, I'm not even joking. That's a real thing. Like, it's a real anime.
Wait,
The dude
what?
got reincarnated as a dog, and
what
he's like
the
the dog
hell?
of his neighbor that he has a big crush on,
Oh,
and he's trying to
brother.
tell her the crush while still being a freaking dog. It's
Oh,
just a whole bunch of these dumb
no, I
transitional
hate it.
shits.
Wait, but
That is like the most
my,
unnecessary story to
I
tell.
got reincarnated by a slime is fan service as well.
Is it?
Yes, it
There's
is.
fan service in there for sure.
But it's good.
But it's good though.
It's
It's
good.
good.
The story's
It's good.
amazing.
Nah,
It's
the
one of
story's
those. That's
amazing.
just a perfect example of
This fan service does not suffer. I mean, the plot
exactly
does not suffer at
from the
all
fan service.
from this fan service. It does not suffer
Okay.
at all.
Yeah.
It's really good. But I know that there is like I just got reincarnated in my 30s and now I'm a cook or some bull.
Yeah,
Yo,
like,
these
no.
shits need to
See.
stop, bro.
Yo,
I'll give you an example of an anime that I was watching that Sirmata wanted to watch with me because she was like kind of interested in the plot that was going on, but then it turned out to be too fan servicey, and she was just like, I can't watch this anymore with you. And it was High School of the Dead.
Yes, it didn't even sound like it was gonna be what it was.
There were scenes. Mac, have you ever seen this anime?
No,
High School of the Dead.
never.
I'm just gonna tell you about one scene, just one scene, and this will give you the tone of the entire anime. There is a scene that happens where a character shifts into slow motion, and this woman slides on her knees, dodges bullets as they're being fired at her, and then she dodges a bullet with her titties.
I've seen that.
And that was that whole anime.
I've seen that
was
shit,
like
bro.
that.
And the dude right afterwards, he like took her titties and used that shit as like a stable position to fucking put his gun on top of it and start shooting from it. I seen that shit on Twitter.
Yep.
This shit is disgusting, man.
Yes.
This is insane.
So the plot of that anime is actually not terrible, but it is riddled with that kind of fan service. I saw that on Hulu a while back.
Hulu?
Yeah, I don't know if it's still there, but I saw it.
Probably still there.
It might be on Crunchyroll too.
Yeah,
but it might still be on Hulu. And it wasn't bad actually, but I don't think they finished it, or at least maybe when I watched it, it wasn't finished. But I don't think they did another season or they continued. I don't know. But that was an anime where it's a good plot. You know, the story is interesting, but you know, some people are just turned off by the amount of fan service. That was something that Sirmata didn't want to really finish watching, even though she was kind of interested in the story. She was just like, just tell me what happens if they survive or not. Like, you know, but she was like, I don't want to keep watching this. It was like too much focus on like panties and titties and everything like that. Just made her feel uncomfortable, which I understand. You know, that's not everybody's cup of tea.
Everybody.
And I was watching it by myself. She just was like, "Oh, what are you watching? This looks interesting." Be nosy. Zombies. No, because she likes zombies. That's what it is. Like she's into like anything that has to do with like zombies and like post-apocalyptic. So she saw me watching a zombie anime, and she was like, "Oh, I want to see what this zombie anime
I like
is
zombies.
About.
Let me see what that."
And then she was like, "Oh, this is one of those."
Yeah, no, I can't watch this.
Like,
I can't watch this.
She stuck around for a few episodes. She stuck around for a little bit. She did. She tried to deal with
another one
tried.
That doesn't, and I know we're about to end soon. Another one that doesn't suffer is and I mean, I know people either like this anime or don't.
What's that?
But it's Demon Slayer. There's fan service in Demon Slayer.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah,
but
a little bit. Just,
I don't. It's not. It's
there
not
was fan service throughout the last arc. Let's not.
I'm not caught up. Don't spoil.
Anything.
But I would argue that did not deter, and I don't.
I agree. It doesn't deter from the story.
It doesn't deter, and the fan service that is just like. Again, that's just one of the chicks. I don't know. It's not as.
No, it was two of them. At least
I know, but what we're talking about the fan service is more when they're throwing it in your fan service. Remember, the definition is by when they're throwing it in your face to make you go goo goo gaga. The fan service with them never was intense.
It's not fan service if you just see a voluptuous looking character in a scene, like just because she's curvy
all in the screen during a fight. That's different.
If they got her in clothing where all of the cleavage is out or like all of the side boob is out, then that's intentional, and I consider that to be fan service. But if you just got a busty character in a scene, like I don't know, it's not necessarily fan service. She's just busty.
She's just busty. All right. Say no more.
That's just how I feel.
A couple of things before we end. What was I gonna say? Oh, Johnny B got a new video coming out. Hopefully, you got 2.
Yes.
So please go subscribe. John will tell you what to do at the end of the pod. But yeah, John got a couple videos. Also, it's no longer called, and I forgot to mention this to you before the pod, and I should have, but it's no longer called Anchor. It's called Spotify Podcast or Podcasters. That's the name
I think it's
like Anchor was owned by Spotify.
Yeah. It was they're rebranding it, and it is Spotify for podcasters. Is what it's called.
Something like
Spotify for podcasters.
Yeah. So if you're looking, make sure you do that. Also, I know people enjoy anime. Some anime that if you like to watch the dub, you can. Season 2 of Vinland Saga. They've been dubbing it on Crunchyroll, so definitely go check that out. And I'm waiting for them to start dubbing Tokyo Revengers so I can watch that shit. Because it's already 10 episodes into the season, and they haven't dubbed not one episode. What the fuck, Disney Plus? But yeah, that's it. And My Hero's going crazy right now. I can't lie to you.
Oh, I forgot all about My Hero. Thanks,
nigga. That shit is going crazy right now.
Thanks for the reminder, because I forgot all about it.
It's going stupid right now.
Once everybody is called,
we're gonna have a My Hero Academia conversation after the podcast. You guys aren't gonna hear it, but we're gonna talk about it.
What? Talk about what? My Hero?
I'm talking to the audience. I'm not talking to you. Oh, okay. All right, you're done.
Wrap it up, Johnny.
Go ahead. Take us out.
I'm talking to the millions of subscribers out there.
Millions.
Okay, I'm talking to them.
We just hit 101.
Oh shit, 101 million. Look at that. So that's all the time we got for today's episode. We guys kept you here listening about titties for too long. But that's all we got for this
Never
episode.
too long to talk about titties.
If you have gotten all the way to the end of the podcast, we love and appreciate you very much. Don't forget to, follow the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like this video, comment down below, let us know how you feel about fan service in anime. Share this video with friends. I don't know if you share a video like this with family, maybe a cousin, right? But share with friends and cousins that like anime and video game topics, because that's what we talk about here on the Paradise Podcast. And please subscribe, be subscribers, so that way you can check us out when we post new videos. You click the notification bell, and YouTube just tells you, hey, that podcast that you like, they just posted a new episode, you should go listen to it. And then you can listen to it, and then it's going to be great. We're also thank you. You changed it. Listening to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So we're not only on YouTube for the viewership, for the listeners, we are also available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify for podcasters, and you can follow us there. I am not entirely sure if they changed the donate feature.
No, it's still there.
Spotify, but it should still be there, and I hope it is. Well, you are still able to donate to the podcast if you want to share any blessings with us. Any and all monetary donations are greatly appreciated and will help us improve the quality of said podcast for you, the listeners. Follow us on all of our social media platforms: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, the works, Discord, Twitch, the whole nine. Make sure that you tune in when Macky goes live and he streams.
Hopefully we can get John to stream soon.
Yes, very, very soon. Very, very soon. I'm debating on what's going to be on the stream, but we're definitely getting into retro stuff. We're doing retro.
That's fine.
That's how I feel. I'm in a retro
stream.
So be on the lookout for new content coming out very soon. We won't talk about it now because you guys are going to see it. So just watch it when the video goes live. And there you go. So enjoy. Thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you guys on the next episode, and we're getting the fuck out of here. Peace.